Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris. We just witnessed the octagon match that nobody thought was going to happen. Nobody imagined this lineup of the heavyweights champions of the world. But it wasn't what I was expecting. And let me tell you why. Donald Trump, in my opinion, has the election in the bag. It's his to win, and it's his to win. That's basically the only way I can see it. But the problem was, Kamala Harris spoke. Regardless of every news pundit out there, she spoke well. And that's a scary thing, because everybody was saying she can't speak. That was the big thing, that she's a fruit salad, that she should work on the Food Network. Everyone was just complaining about her, and she did well. She spoke well, she smiled, she tried to remind viewers that why are we doing this banter, this back and forth, this name calling thing. She tried to be perceived as someone that's kind and sweet and nice and, almost a little bit feminine, to be quite honest. And Donald Trump was not having it, because the truth really is that she's in charge. This is her government. She's the vice president. Biden is the current president. She's working with him. So if you have any problems right now, realistically speaking, it's kind of her fault. And poor Donald in the other arena, poor guy, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know if he should be aggressive. He didn't know if he should try and be presidential, because he can never be exactly that guy. He's always got to appeal to the guys on the street. He's got to appeal to the fan base. So he's always got to be a little bit rough around the edges, or even be perceived to be not educated, whatever that thing that he's going for. And at the end of the day, they asked him some pretty heavy hitting questions. And the one that they really stuck on him with is about the election, right? About, is the election stolen? Was it rigged? And he held on to his core belief that it isn't. He held on to his core belief that the election was stolen from him. He encouraged people to fact check and look it up. And the sad thing is, it'll never be really discussed other than a conspiracy theory. There will never be any proof to it. It'll never be something that's actually mainstream media that, yeah, he's right or yeah, he's wrong. It's the court said no, so therefore it's no. And all Kamala had to do was talk. And that's the thing. And she talked well, she smiled, and she giggled a little bit. And when Donald Trump said something absolutely ridiculous, not to say it's true or not true, just actually a ridiculous statement that you would find very hard to imagine about, for instance, the people that are coming from the borders are eating people's pets, she appeared to even laugh at it. She was just having such a good time. And I don't know if that's arrogance. I don't know if that was cockiness. I don't know what that emotion was, but that's who she is. And I think that was the most deepest insight as to who Kamala Harris was, that exact moment there, when you could see her just laugh off things that she doesn't care about, that she could laugh off anything, that nothing was serious enough, nothing was really a problem. And that's the scary thing about her. And I'm not saying Trump is great or not. Actually, let me rephrase that. The scariest thing about her is how easily she was able to laugh off all of those things, because whether you want to vote for Trump or not, you could see he had these defining moments, these very clear issues that he cared about. Abortion, it's not a federal issue anymore. Let your state deal with it. I'm done with it. It's never coming to me again. Clear. Russia, do you like Ukraine or do you prefer Russia? He didn't give that answer. He had dodged that answer for whatever reason. He just said, I would end the war immediately. Showing to me that it doesn't matter what your position is on it, innocent people shouldn't die. And I can go with that, right? But Kamala laughs a lot. If you watch the video again, she's constantly laughing and smiling. And I'm sure you'll see these videos in the background going on of her constantly laughing and smiling at when Donald Trump makes a comment. And that to me scares me to death. Because when we're talking about life and death, when we're talking about immigrants coming to this country illegally and they can't find food and they're eating people's pets, and you laugh at that, your sensitivity to humanity is gone. And you're pretending to be emotional, and you come from a single family household and your mom had to work really hard. Sure, that was true a long time ago, but don't think people aren't noticing the earpiece. Don't think people aren't noticing everything else that's going on behind the scenes. When was the last time that this woman actually related to poor people? Right? She talked a big game about helping Obamacare and helping about healthcare, but when did you ever see Kamala Harris go into the hood, go into the ghettos, go into the areas that have full of poverty, actually helped out the people? I'm not saying Donald Trump does. I'm not saying that, but she tried to play that card. That card is much more than a stand up at the podium during a debate card. That's a real card, and she flopped on that. So my take on this election debate, if you didn't know anything, you thought Kamala was a decent speaker. Other than that, there's nothing new to be said here.